Okay, go ahead.
There you go. There
Well,
you go.
and
We'll see how far we go.
greetings and welcome to Some Shit Presents and Respect Yourself. Some Shit Presents Respect Yourself, and I'm Ibrahim Walker. And today we're going to discuss the legacy of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. And my guests on my panel today are from um, from Buffalo is the brother Tahaka, our
Peace
historian
and peace.
C.D. Mukhtar, and Kamal Fields. Greetings, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Uh, Basically, what we're going to get started with is brother Tahaka. I think you change that camera again. I just wanted
Hold,
you,
hold,
since you
hold
are
on one
in,
second.
we want to get the brother back on. See, he's in Buffalo, and of course tomorrow is Marcus Garvey's birthday, and just wanted to get him to talk about what's going on in the events.
Okay. Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you good, brother Tahaka.
You can see me? Okay. Hey,
Go ahead.
give thanks. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves. And it's a great honor for me to be with the brothers from Sonship Communication. For Sonship goes way back, and what I'm doing right now is a direct link with Sonship because I've been involved with the Malcolm X Marcus Garvey Day organizing committee for maybe I don't know 20 years or so.
Awesome.
Prior to that, Sonship, we understand, hosted the first Garvey Unity Day in
That's right.
Buffalo.
That's
So
right.
we have a continuation. And the other day I thought about it because, like this year, this is the 10th anniversary that we'll be hosting Marcus Garvey Day in the Langfield projects.
Awesome.
I said, wow, that is something that I've been consistent with for 10 years. So that's good to ask ourselves as a brother, what have you, do you have anything you've been consistently doing for 10 years or 15 years? So I don't often toot my own horn, but I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for at least being involved with the Marcus Garvey Day effort
That's right.
for 10 years in that one building. Years ago, we made a decision to say that we was gonna go to where the youth were and go to
Okay.
the projects with the Marcus Garvey Day program. And one of the reasons why we did that is because we read Elijah Muhammad, and he said start with the youth and the old were following shame. And so we
Very
took
good.
that and we just keep plugging and keep plugging. And so we here. So we celebrate tomorrow. We'll have a Pan-African drum circle. We open with a
Ah,
libation. Last year we tried to connect with the brothers and sisters throughout the world so that we could hit and sync with what was going on throughout the world. Uh, the vibration of the drum. We have workshops. See, our theme this year is Hands Off Africa. And the reason why we chose
ah,
that is because we wanted to be in unity with the young brothers in Africa and sisters that are saying, get the colonialists all the way out. No more French inside here, no more British inside Africa. If they come, they got to come on fair terms. And what the youth are also saying is that we don't want your puppet leaders no more. So this is what's going on. So we chose Hands Off Africa as a theme for us to be consistent with what's going on in the world. So we'll do an educational workshop tomorrow as part of that. And then we do our annual Marcus Garvey March, and then we have a cultural show and rally. So hopefully some of the poets come through. If somebody don't show up, I got one for us. And then so we'll go on. So that's the gist of the program. Um, and it's important to honor Marcus Mosiah Garvey because he's like he's like the he's like the tree that have the roots for Pan-Africanism and nationalism, you know, for us. And he influenced so many things, you know, through Malcolm X, his father being a member of the UNIA, to Elijah Muhammad being a member of the UNIA, to the influence that the UNIA had on the Harlem Renaissance, to Kwame Nkrumah studying Garvey and naming the first Navy in Africa, the Black Star Line, you know, in conjunction from the influence of Marcus Garvey. And then we can go on and on and on. And so just a little bit that we have is very, very important, and it's growing because the red, black, and green is popular. It's getting more and more popular now. And we just have to, you know, the people just have to understand where these colors come from. And we, you know, we're working on that also.
So, brother Tahak, is this it's an all day event then tomorrow, right? All day?
Yeah, we start from 12 in the afternoon and hope to be cleaned up by 8.
Awesome.
You know, by 8 p.m. And usually goes that way, you know, and we have different organizations usually come through, give us a greeting, different speakers. Over the years we haven't had the profound speakers on a national level that you brung in, you know, with Dr. Ben and things of that nature, but our local speakers are one. Over the years we had which one? Not Julius, Junior. I think Junior, Marcus Garvey Jr. came here one year. I believe that was the 100th anniversary.
Oh,
I was
wow.
there at the 100th anniversary. This year will be 138 years.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My
awesome.
my shirt is from 20
I can see it.
years ago.
I see it. That's beautiful. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, so we make a shirt for the people every year. We give out some shirts, and you know, and some of us are collecting them, you know.
Now, you shouldn't have showed me that, because next time I come up to the below, I want a shirt.
Oh well, we're gonna have to put one on the side for you tomorrow.
I'm serious. I mean, I was there last month, but I'm looking for my shirt. That's beautiful, bro. I want one. Just like, in fact, my children, especially my oldest son, he was really inspired by Garvey. In fact, in his room, I think I gave it to him. He had I got it from Howard. It's like a painted portrait of Marcus Garvey. He had it when he went to he had it as a teenager. I think he took it with him to when he went to Howard. I'm not sure where it is now, but he studied. He studied, put it there. So I might have to get two. I might have to get 2 t-shirts. First, I want mine. I want mine. I want mine.
Right.
That's fantastic.
No,
that's fantastic. I really got to commend you. I mean, for the 10 straight years of activism. Of course, you've been involved for 30 years, but I really got to commend you for that. I just want to mention, when we first started Marcus Garvey Unity Day, we had Dr. Chancellor Williams up there, the renowned historian. He came, and then the year that I left, we had Hakeem Al-Booty.
Oh, Hakeem Al-Booty, right? Okay.
So we did have some national speakers, but it's really a blessing, brother, for you to keep it going. I really want to commend you for that. That's a struggle. I can relate to what you going through, trying to organize in the community, and it's positive. I mean, if you could just influence just the people who show up, that'd be fantastic.
I can't hear you.
You couldn't hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Oh, well, let me.
There's my connection. Everybody else can hear you?
I can hear you.
I guess everybody else can. Maybe it's my phone.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I still hear you.
I can't hear anything.
Everybody can hear you except the brother. Everybody can hear you except the brother.
Okay, but you can hear me, right? Come on.
I hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Brother Mukhtar, if I want again introduce Brother C.D. Mukhtar, educator. Would you care to comment on the legacy of Marcus Garvey? I hope he can hear me. Maybe. Well, I just want to.
He was checking on his connection.
Okay, well, I just want to go ahead and comment briefly on the legacy of Marcus Garvey. He was born in 1887 in Jamaica, and he started the UNIA in 1914, of course, in Jamaica, and then from there he came to the United States in 1916. And I just try again dealing with my connection. It looks like I got. Okay, but anyway, and he came to America in 1916 with the UNIA, which stands for the Universal Negro Improvement Association, and actually African Communities League. And as brother mentioned earlier, he started many businesses, and one of the most notable is the Black Star Line to economically get back and forth to the African continent and try to liberate the continent. I'm not sure if everybody is on board. I thought I saw Brother Mukhtar, and now I don't see him. So anyway, I'm gonna keep it going. And everybody could come in and comment when they can. It was estimated at one time that the Universal Negro Improvement Association (UNIA) had over a million members, and he started, of course, when Garvey got to Harlem. Had great influence on the Harlem Renaissance. It was one of the most dynamic African American organizations, even to this day. Garvey's philosophy was Africa for the Africans. He was against most of Africa was colonized, probably only like about 4, including Morocco, 4 Ethiopia, Liberia. There's only about 4 countries that actually so-called independent at Garvey's time, and he was a staunch anti-colonialist. But Africa was carved up among the European powers, and he was the forerunner for Pan-Africanism and the anti-colonial movement. And that's exactly what he was about. Unfortunately, there was, some dissension. He clashed with some of the other notable African American leaders of that day, particularly W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. They clashed. Some of that was, in my opinion, was personality related because everybody was about uplifting the Negro in America, the so-called Negro in America. But they clashed. Eventually, because of popularity and Garvey getting so powerful, there was these trumped up charges. He was selling stock, as I mentioned, in the Black Star Line, and the government came after him for mail fraud. He was in prison, of course, for that. And then actually, 1927, Calvin Coolidge commuted the sentence and deported him and back to Jamaica. And Jamaica was not independent at that time. And, it was very difficult to run the organization from Jamaica. As I said, it was not independent. And he ended up going to London and passing away in 1940. But his impact for what he stood for, what he represented, is still profound today.
Brother,
130 years later.
If I can add my voice to it,
please.
Can you hear me?
Put the video.
I can't get the video on. Technologically, it's beyond me. But I just want to get the point out. There's a sister who wrote a book, Booker T. and Africa, and it talks about Booker T. Washington. Was actually a Pan-Africanist, one of the early Pan-Africanists, and she documents a lot of his history. but there's two books that I highly recommend. One is called Message to the People, The Course of African Philosophy. After Garvey got deported, he went up to Toronto and called his soldiers up there and gave them a course. And it's a very interesting book. It's inexpensive. It costs under $10 on Amazon, like $5 something. It's a beautiful book, and it's a roadmap. It's Message to the People, The Course of African Philosophy.
It's a message to the people, right?
Message to the People, The Course of African Philosophy is written by Marcus Garvey, resurrected by Tony, I can't think of it, Tony Martin. Then there's another one. There's a new one out called Justice for Marcus Garvey. Look for Me in the Whirlwind, edited by the son of Marcus Garvey, Julius Garvey, forwarded by Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is also available for under $10 on Amazon, and it's different scholars who make the case for justice for Marcus Garvey. So, you know, for under $20, you can get a few of these books and put them in your library, but pass them on to someone else like your son who might appreciate having them in his library.
And please give me the name.
I'm done speaking.
The last one called Justice for Marcus Garvey.
Justice for Marcus. I sent you a picture of both of the images. So if you can look in your messenger, you might find pictures of it. I'm gonna try to get this camera working so I can just put it on camera. But I'm done speaking. I'll let you take it back over.
All right. While you right there, if I could add,
please.
In our committee, we also try to enhance our understanding. And the last book that we read together was Garvey and Garveyism by Amy Jocks Garvey. And so one thing that was so impressive about that was the way she writes is hands-on. So you get a lot of direct or first-hand knowledge of what was going on, and from her point of view, what was going on in the Garvey movement, how she was struggling to, you know, take care of her children, also do the work in the Garvey movement. And that also brings the important fact of a lot of the women that were involved in making the Garvey movement such a mass organization, you know, with influence throughout the world. Because you said 1 million, but we always quote, or we always say 6 million. You know, when we say, and just to imagine 1 million or 6 million in 1920 without a cell phone, you know, the profoundness of that is just you can't even hardly think about it. You know, it's so great.
Awesome. Basically, 6 million. That is fantastic. I mean, that in that time, that had to be probably more than half of the African American population at that time.
Well, that's throughout the world.
At least that's like more than half. You know, back then. And that's incredible, brother. That's incredible.
That's a global number. That's a global number. 6 million.
Global number.
Oh, that's a global number. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still incredible. I mean, because considering what were you up against, you know, the colonization of Africa and the suppression. We can't, you know, discount the ruthlessness of the Klan and the governments against any attempt to enlighten African people. None of that. It's amazing. It's amazing that with that, and 6 million is, I guess that's what really made it a threat. I mean, 6 million. I mean, I guess that's really what made it a threat. That's why they came after him. I mean, that's probably what it was.
Well, they always try to do some mechanism to stop our movement of unification.
That's right.
Amongst our people, and especially unification between Africans at home and Africans abroad.
Well, you mentioned that. I think that's, you know, not to divert, but I think what made Haj Malik Shabazz and Malcolm X such a threat, because when he was able to go overseas, he had a connect. He was going to go to United Nations, and petition that the American government cannot protect and deliver plurality to their citizens, to citizens born in America. And that would have been super, I hate to use the word, but that would have been like super duper embarrassing for a resident, a prolific speaker, and leader to go to the UN.
Right.
And that, I mean, many reasons, that's not the only reason why they wanted to get rid of him, but that would have been a super embarrassment. Sorry about super, but yes, that would have been a great, and that would actually galvanize, I think, even the so-called civil rights movement even further, if he was able to deliver that petition to the United Nations. And Malcolm X talking about that. That was, and of course Malcolm, and you mentioned his father, influenced by Garvey. Just that message, and everybody else who does it, they have Columbus Day, pro-Italian Day. They got something here in Houston, in the Texas area, called Slumber Day. It's a German thing. Everybody else, recognizes their lineage. But in African, in America, does it? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's subversive, and it's racist, and it's just anything to undermine the African. It just because if you're more concerned with entertainment and having fun and the drug abuse and whatnot, they got you. If that's where your mind is, they got you. When you're about liberation and want to seek the upliftment of your people, which is still needed, you're going to run into some resistance, and that's just the way it is. It's I think, I don't know what Samora Michelle of Frelimo said. Everybody said, well, good. Mozambique liberated. He said, a luta continue. Struggle continues. All the way from the cradle to the grave, until this whole thing is over.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a struggle.
Well, in the struggle, they say the revolution start after they get the power, because that's how once you get the power, you got to maintain it.
Exactly.
So you could say, we want to be unified, or we could kick the European out, but then they got ways to try to move back on us with that finance capital and all that stuff. So these are the challenges that the African nations are, facing. So after getting rid of the colonial operation, now they came back with their other tentacles, through the finance and things like that, to try to maintain control. That's why it's good.
That's right.
That these young brothers and sisters right now, we recognizing, all throughout the world, that we have read things like How Europe Underdeveloped Africa by Walter Rodney. And, and it's documented how this system works. So it's laid out for us. So now our soldiers have to just steep themselves in that, and just be steadfast, and we keep on chipping, we coming. There's no going backwards. We're going forward. We're not going backwards. So it's a continuation.
Yeah,
right? Continue on.
I like to drop a word in if I can.
Please.
We talk about the struggle and the fight, but you mentioned the word work. We need workers. We need people who get up every day to day, and do the work, because the work has to be prepared so we can be able to fight the fight and engage in the struggle. So a lot of times I'll be these days thinking of freedom workers, not freedom fighters. You fight when you have to fight, but every day we should be able to get up, do our work, and train other people to do the work that God tells them to do, so that we can move toward that position of freedom, justice, and equality.
And I think what we're doing, and Brother Tahaka is doing, one of the greatest things we can do is get to the hearts and minds of our people. And I mean, things like this, African Liberation Day, Garvey Day, Malcolm X, we need to connect. We need to understand we're not just basketball players and ducking backwards, and that's good. That's an athletic achievement. That's good. But aside from that, we need to connect with our heritage. You know, we were kings and queens. You know, we wasn't you know, women walk around in hot pants and miniskirts. We were kings and queens, and we have, you know, a history of fighting against the European, fighting against white supremacy, all through the picture. Ever since, you know, we were organized in the nation, they called them tribes. Ever since we were the nation, it been fight. I mean, so that's the struggle needs to continue, and it starts with the consciousness. You know, people saying I ain't African, I'm from Detroit and stuff. You know, you have to understand your heritage. Can you understand your heritage? You understand what you're up against, and you have and basically the most who's going to help you in your liberation and getting ahead is your people. Yes, you know, there's good people, there's good philanthropists, stuff like that, but to sustain it, as you mentioned, it's going to have to be your people, and you got to have that. You got to understand your heritage. You know where your people is your heritage.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was that said it. Said I'm not African because I was born in Africa. I'm African because Africa was born in me.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
So I like that. Right.
I like that.
We say we are African, period. You know, we have to put the Africa first, you know, because so long the you know, our allegiance to the smaller part divides us, you know. So we gotta put the Africa first, you know. That's why I say we are African, period. And then
I'm glad you met that there was a sheikh here from Algeria, and they were asking him about, you know, where he's from, and he said he's from Algeria. He said, I'm an African Muslim. That's the first thing he said. He said, he didn't say Arab, Berber. He said, I'm an African Muslim. So I mean, if he can recognize himself where he from, that's where he from. That we can do the same. That we need to do the same, like the brother just said. And that's who we are. And don't be people act like they was ashamed about slavery. We ain't the ones to be. the victim shouldn't be ashamed.
That's right. That's right.
That's who should be ashamed. That's the rapist, the murderer, the colonizer. That's who's supposed to be ashamed. We ain't ashamed of anything.
That's right, and we can't be ashamed to let them know that they, you know, when we expose it, you know, we can't be shy and say, oh no, I wanna, you know, I don't want to hurt their feelings or whatever. The truth is the truth, and until we get out the truth, then we can't go forward.
That's right.
You can't go forward if you don't have an understanding. If we don't understand, if we don't have the same level of understanding, how can we communicate? You know, the things that happen, those things happen. So don't right now they're trying to change it. Well, you know, you're South, you know, New York State got they got African history in the curriculum. Okay, but they can't change it like they did in the South as much, you know, because it's on a certain level already. But we're not going back. We not no, you know, we didn't immigrate here. You know, we came before Columbus and then we came enslaved. You know, simple as that. You know, so put it in a proper perspective. We're not the same as you know, what did Malcolm say? He said we didn't come here on the Mayflower. He used to say that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We have to teach it like that, and we can't be ashamed to say those things in front of European people.
The thing about it, don't let anybody trip you up with this so-called black nationalism, African nationalism is racist. That's called ethnocentrism. We're proud of our people. We admire our people. We don't worship them. We admire them, and we want to.
We venerate them. We honor them.
The lessons.
We venerate them.
Can you hear me? Oh, Mike. We need to learn from the struggles they went through. And the main thing they went through is struggle and organize. In order to be successful, I mean, you know, Nation of Islam, UNIA, I would say the Nation of Islam, the Black Panthers. You have to organize. There's one thing to have the rhetoricians speak. You know, but we have some of the most prolific speakers on the planet. We could rap.
The phrase we used to do was agitate, educate, organize.
Organize. Right. Organize. The organize was because and Garvey spoke about that. you know, because it's the organization that's going to allow us to control our destiny. You know, by us being organized, we victimize. You know, now I spent a lot of years with Kwame Ture in the All African People's Revolutionary Party, and that's the mantra: organize, organize, organize. You know, and so right now we want to work with organizations that have African United Fronts and know what's in common between us. We have more common than we have apart. And so let's look at what we have in common and keep on plugging. And one of those things is our heritage, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I worked with Brother Ture too. He was here in Houston. I met him at Howard. Then I met him also here in Houston. A very, very, very committed brother. Was committed. He could have been a politician or anything he wanted to do, but he was struggling. He's a warrior for his people. He could have did just like Malcolm. He could have, just like got a job at Tuskegee or whatever and said, I'm done. That's not his maker. That wasn't in his genes. That just, he's struggling. And all these brothers we talking about, not even Dr. King, Malcolm, Garvey, one thing we have to remember, and is we up against white racism. They're struggling against white racism. So they're gonna be in it, from now to the day of Yom Kippur, to this day till it's over with. And we're gonna be judged about what we did and what we didn't do. Did you read a book? Did you go to a rally? Did you support? What did you do? You're gonna be asked, what did you do? And say we tried to educate, we try to communicate, and it's not for everybody. Like the brother Kamal said, you do need workers, but you do have to, you got to educate. Like just even what you just did, Kamal, with the book. I mean, that's profound. If we have just 10 people who pick up that book and give it to 10 more people, and they give it to 10 more people, or they give it to 5 more people, that's what we got to do. I mean, because it starts with the head. You got to know who you are, where you come from. I mean, but when I heard about Garvey, I'm not gonna lie, it was a kick in the head. It was a kick in the head because to see how prolific he was, and how I had to, wasn't until I was like 18 years old till I heard about it. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, what he was up against, and you think it's bad now, but back then, whoo, the repression was worse. I mean, they was still lynching folks. Well, they lynching us today with the police brutality, but they was like, it was almost you getting numb to it. It was in the newspapers. It's lynchings daily, but they reported it weekly. Lynchings. I mean, it just they were up against it, and of course we still up against it. By the way, we still, but they don't lynch us with a rope. They use crack, heroin, alcohol. They lynch us with other things. They don't need a rope anymore.
They're using the internet now.
Please seek help from a medical professional. If you
no, but this was I think Brother Mutar dropped. I wasn't able to talk to him. He called me. I texted him back, but I think we had some little technical glitches. But what we will do, I'm gonna get back with our engineer because I think we had a certain time frame. But hopefully we be able to revisit this again. We can always talk about the struggle. We can always talk about those who influenced us, those who helped us to struggle. We can always talk about that. I mean,
yes, sir.
We'll come back on, and we will do this again. But first of all, our brother Tahaka, as I mentioned earlier, peace be with you, brother. I really appreciate you. You 10 years and 30 years counting. It's beautiful, but I mean that you're a warrior, bro. And keep up the good work.
Give thanks for the breath and bouncing off of each other. That keep me going. That keeps me going forward.
Thank you, man.
And to be here and short time with you today. And when I go tomorrow, I'm gonna slide a T-shirt off the side, for maybe 2,
I appreciate
and so keep All gone.
Thank you. And give my regards to the brothers. I know Sharon Holly might be there, and some of the other brothers. I don't remember all of them. Sister of the Challenger.
Anissa.
Anissa. Thank you, Anissa. Give my regards. You know, I'm an old man now. Give me some.
Oh, brother, don't even talk about that. You're still here.
Right.
You're still here.
Give my regards to them. Give my regards to them as well. Brother Kamal, I really, really appreciate the input. I mean, you know,
I just want to say something really quickly.
Sure,
that we have to remember the modern day baton carrier, Ibrahim Traore, and
That's
what they're doing in the Sahel and Burkina Faso, and he's raising the flag up, and the whole world is recognizing his strength, his power, his determination, and like the brother said, hands off Africa, hands off Africa,
hands off, hands off.
That's right, brother. Thank you again.
Right.
This has been Sonship Presents Express Yourself. We talked about the legacy of Marcus Garvey. Thank you very much. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yes.
Thank you, Tahaka.
Okay, thank you.
Looking forward to tomorrow, man. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'll probably get there somewhere before noon so I can get a good seat.
Okay, that'd be good, brother.
Yes, sir. Salam alaikum.
All right. Wa alaikum assalam. Good day.
Yes, sir. Guidance and protection.
Bye.